Hello, my name is Amin Brahimi, and I'm a Principal TPM and Secure Future Initiative Champion for Azure Core at Microsoft. Today, I'm very excited to discuss the latest on Azure and the Microsoft Secure Future Initiative. We apply these principles, secure by design, secure by default, and secure operations to everything we do. To put them into action, we've structured our work around 6 engineering pillars. These are the highest risk areas and where we see the greatest opportunity for security impact. Protecting identities and secrets, isolating tenants and production systems, securing networks, protecting engineering systems, monitoring and detecting threats, and accelerating response and remediation. Our teams are implementing these pillars using what we call paved paths, secure standards that are built in, automated, and easier for engineers to adopt. This is about driving consistency and scale, so security is part of the default experience, not a bolt-on. We continue to make measurable progress across every dimension of SFI, starting with culture and governance. On the culture side, we've made significant progress fostering a security-first mindset. That's not just through training, it's through how we manage performance. Today, every Microsoft employee has a security core priority, discussed directly with their manager during check-ins. This ensures every person understands how their role contributes to protecting Microsoft and our customers. On governance, we've established 14 deputy CISO roles embedded across our most critical products and business areas. These leaders are enabling enterprise-wide risk mitigation and driving resilience at scale. We've also made meaningful advances across our 3 core principles. Secure by design, we've now reached 22,000 employees with our new Secure by Design user experience toolkit, helping teams build security into product experiences from the start. Secure by default, we've launched 11 new Secure by default innovations across Azure, Microsoft 365, Microsoft Security, and Windows, reducing configuration complexity and improving resilience out of the box. Secure operations, our new policies, behavioral detection models, and investigation methods have already thwarted $4 billion in fraud attempts. This is what it means to put security above all else and to do it in a way that scales with the company. Our work across the 6 engineering pillars is delivering measurable security outcomes. Here's how we've structured those pillars. Pillar 1 through 3 focus on strengthening our security posture by protecting identities, tenants, and networks. Pillar 4 is about shifting security left, improving our engineering systems so that security is built in from the start. And Pillar 5 and 6 focus on enhancing our ability to detect, respond, and remediate against modern threats. Now let's take a look at our progress in a few of those key pillars. 92% of employee productivity accounts now use phishing-resistant MFA. We've removed 6.3 million unused tenants, significantly reducing our attack surface. 99% of network assets are inventoried and governed by enhanced security standards. And 99.2% of engineering pipelines have a complete inventory enforced from the moment they're created. We track 97% of production infrastructure assets centrally, enabling effective detection and telemetry. And we've reached 73% cloud vulnerabilities with target timeframe, even as we expanded the scope of what we're covering. Now, each of these data points reflect not just progress, but impact. And it's that impact that drives our continued investment across all 6 pillars. Azure has 4 major innovations covered in the latest SFI report. The Azure Integrated HSM chip is in preview in new AMD Series 7 servers and will continue to be included in all new Azure servers going forward. Integrated HSM is FIPS 140 Level 3 certified and will improve security for every workload hosted on new servers at no additional cost. Phase 2 of MFA enforcement rolled out, underscoring Azure's commitment to fight fraud and account takeover. Azure Local has increased default security settings to over 400, extending Azure security measures into customer-owned infrastructure. The updated Microsoft Cloud Security Benchmark is in preview, giving all Azure users new recommendations to stay ahead and evolving threats in the era of AI. Validating the effectiveness of new controls is critical, which we do in part through red team exercises. Now, these exercises simulate sophisticated adversary objectives to rigorously test designs, mitigations, and detection mechanisms. By red teaming their own systems, customers can validate control implementations, identify gaps, and address them rapidly as part of the ongoing operations of future improvements. We've invested substantially in the identity pillar. By migrating 95% of Entra ID sign-in VMs to Azure Confidential Compute, moving 94.3% of Entra ID security token validations to our standard identity SDKs, and by enforcing phishing-resistant MFA for 99.3% of Microsoft employees and devices. If an attacker compromises an asset, they will often attempt to move laterally to other assets. Modeling this as a graph can be highly beneficial. For example, a Microsoft Entra ID application with a role-based access control permissions on an Azure subscription can be visualized as two connected nodes, one for the application and one for the subscription. Modeling assets as a graph will reveal unknown vulnerabilities and classes of known issues that need to be mitigated to reduce lateral movement. To mitigate some of the risks in the tenant isolation pillar, we've discontinued the use of Active Directory Federation Services, AFDS, in our enterprise environment. We've also migrated 98% of cloud asset managed by Azure Service Manager, ASM, to Azure Resource Manager, ARM. We've decommissioned 560,000 additional unused and aged tenants and 1.2 million unused Entra ID applications across Microsoft production environments. By focusing on comprehensive inventory, proper telemetry coverage, and implementing secure configurations, customer can significantly reduce the security vulnerabilities. Furthermore, network isolation and microsegmentation provide critical layers of defense, preventing potential threats from spreading to critical assets. To date, we have achieved complete network device inventory and mature asset lifecycle management. We've strengthened the security through enhanced isolation and protective controls, and we've accelerated the adoption of Network Security Perimeter, NSP, with more than 1.1 million resources in learning mode and approximately 500,000 in enforcement mode. Enhancing ownership at a granular level has been helpful in addressing code accountability and timely responses to security bugs and other issues. Additionally, tools and processes like Start Right and Stay Right are critical to ensure that new assets are created in conformance with security standards and any drift is corrected automatically. We've almost entirely locked the code sign-in to production entities, and secrets detected in code are continuously remediated. Having near-complete software asset inventory enables rapid incident response and universal policy enforcement. Finally, we've expanded secure by default pipelines and network isolation across nearly all production build and 94% of release pipelines using governed templates. Security threat detection validation is crucial for ensuring that security detections are effective and comprehensive. It involves verifying that detection covers all relevant platforms and environments, which helps identify any gaps in the current detection process. Accurate validation using realistic attack signal and emulation prevents a false sense of security and helps ensure that detections are deployed correctly and are actionable across different environments. Some of the progress made in the detection space include centrally tracking 98% of production infrastructure assets with logs retained for 2 years, leveraging AI integration to accelerate the detection lifecycle improvements from identification to efficacy validation. And we've also added over 250 new detection across Microsoft infrastructure, targeting top tactics, techniques, and procedures called TTPs with applicable detection to be integrated into Microsoft Defender. Automating vulnerability patching is crucial for efficiency, especially at cloud scale. To that end, we have implemented AI-based triage to improve accuracy by assigning vulnerability reports to the correct service teams from the start. We've also expedited deployment processes to accelerate vulnerability mitigation. And Microsoft has published 340 CVEs, including 18 no-action CVEs, and paid out $17 million in bounties, demonstrating increased transparency and external engagement. We have additional valuable information available to share with you. To view the full report, visit the link at the top of the screen. To follow the latest Microsoft security updates, please join the blog link at the bottom of the screen. Thank you so much for listening to the latest on Azure and the Microsoft Secure Future Initiative. We will see you next time.